Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another Marvel Legends action figure review, and today we have in front of us the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends 3-pack from Hasbro Pulse, because it's an exclusive for Hasbro Pulse, you know. Plastic-free packaging, nice little render which I guess recreates that cartoon from back in the day. I did watch some episodes as a kid. It's from before my time, but I did watch. They were still putting it out there in television when I was a kid. You have this logo here, Marvel Comics Animation. You have them already out of the box because we won't lose time with that. This time is a windowless packaging. Legal stuff, plastic free. I got this thing at the, warehouse deal, and I'm happy because, yeah, I mean, 90 euros was a bit too much in my opinion. So paying around 60, I don't know, something like that. Of course, it's a much better deal. It's more like the prices that used to be, and should still be for these figures, like maximum, I don't know, especially when there are repaints and all of that. More renders, and let's take them out. They are out there already. There you have them actually. Iceman already sliding down the gutter, and yeah. It's a nice little 3-pack, especially when you don't pay full price. I will be bragging about that. I'm surely not the only one who got it only now, but yeah, I mean, I did, and I'm glad I did. Let me be happy. Here you have, who should we start with? I mean, first of all, they look cool like that, I guess. Let's start with maybe what's the weakest of the bunch. Iceman. First of all, he comes with his slide. Is the same one we had with the retro release, retro carded, and I don't know, maybe it's from even from before that. A bit of a gummy plastic, but it's a nice little thing here, and I actually am liking this like bluish gray or whatever. Yeah, I see like a hue of blue, like a very pastel blue. It's white with a little hue of blue. Some people say it's gray. I don't know. I do see the blue on it, or maybe my sight is going kaput. Anyway, you have this guy. Is that body mold from the Pizza Spider-Man, I guess, and Darwin, and a lot of other figures, and no one likes this mold anymore. Funny, is the first time I have a figure of this mold. I mean, I have some inbox, some older figures, but it's the first time I open one of these. I started collecting Marvel Legends much later than many of you, maybe. I mean, I started just during the pandemic. That's the truth. You have a couple of fist hands. It has the cell shading. For whatever reason, this guy has cell shading and the other two have none. It's just the way it is. I'm not against it. I like how it looks in this guy. It gives him something, because he has this very thin body mold. But I mean, I still prefer the other Iceman, the one that looks like Diamond from the retro card. But yeah, I mean, weird. Maybe you will hate me for saying that, but I'm actually enjoying this lanky figure. And yeah, you can see let's just straighten him up a little bit. Yes, the legs, of course, came a bit bent. I still have to put him back again in hot water to fix this one especially, or maybe that's the way it is. I mean, this of course, the figure is lanky. It's just the way it is. He has some crawling hands, but in this case it's like the eyes, throwing eyes, how do you say, blasting hand or whatever. The head, well, first of all, take a look at that. Let's bring this guy for comparison already. Yeah, I do prefer the Diamond Man here. It's the same head sculpt, but here you actually get to see more of the actual sculpt, because the marbling doesn't distract, Even if I prefer the other figure, here you have something different, This is, of course, this should be like I don't know, like a $5 figure. I don't know. It's an old mold. The head can look up that far, can look down that far. I mean, he has all the lollipop you need, in order to. You can do the attitude with this guy. At least that's an advantage of this old mold. It was all like clicky and cracky when I try to move things around. You have some butterfly, again an older mold, so don't expect too much, but he does get to do some of that cross action. You can do slightly or more than slightly. I mean, this arm goes up there over T-pose, and this one is not properly reacting. I don't know. I won't force it. I don't want to break my super valuable figure here. Bicep cut, double jointed, pinned elbows. Again, old body mold, but he has some range. I mean, he's so thin, he should be able to have the range, horizontal swivel and turning all the way around for these hands and the fists as well. Here is the sad part, this ab crunch. I'll do it. I mean, it's like you force it and it's going, the joint in the middle that keeps both halves together. I mean, it's all like glued, whatever. But yeah, you can do this if you force it. I don't know if I should be doing that. I did already. It doesn't break yet, at least. And if it breaks, I'll glue it, whatever. And one to the front, and that's it. I mean, should be able to do one more. I don't know if I want to. No, I won't force that more. You have an obvious waist cut there, and look how beautiful that looks. Yeah, I mean, that's extreme, that much. I mean, so far it's Iceman. He's not Spider-Man, but I mean, yeah, it's limited. On the hips, he can go a little bit backwards. He can kick all the way forward, and that's actually a good thing. He can properly kick all the way up and do that. You have a thigh cut, of course, double jointed knees that can go all the way. Yeah, he can touch his back, the legs. I mean, I'm not the one. I mean, Anthony from Anthony's Customs always says these things, and I'm just saying that again. It's his observation, and I support it, and I'm here just to keep saying to spread the word, because a good observation should be repeated until corrected. The feet can go backwards that far, forwards that far, and he has a not the worst, but not the best ankle rocker. That's Iceman. Then we have Firestar here. That's the head sculpt I prefer. And you can see she has some, well, I don't know if you can actually see, she has some stripes of dark red, like very like placed, it's more like if she went to the hair salon and get like some lightning effects or whatever they're called. I'm not an expert, but yeah, she comes with this open, like, I'm gonna throw some fire at you hands. She has this alternate head, which I just don't like myself. I don't really like this the mask, whatever it's called, this antifaz of Spanish, but I prefer this other mask, that's what I'm trying to say. The eyes are, yeah, this is a bit more serious. I like that here she has a bit more attitude. Let's actually bring the previous release before the photo reel, because funny, I mean, there's things I like more in the new release, and I kind of prefer the lips in this one, kind of, not totally. I mean, there's something about that. There's some things I prefer from this paint job to this one. Maybe the eyes from this one, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this one is still there. I never reviewed this one. Actually is the first time I just took her out of the box just to do this comparison. She had the single everything and the lanky legs, and you can see she's, yeah. So I just wanted to show that the paint on the legs, I mean, this yellow is a different hue of yellow for the plastic. Sorry, the language is leaving me. These legs are a bit thicker, and that's a win, because I mean, she looks a bit more healthy, The lower torso I think is the same, but this is more a matte finish. This is a bit more glossy. Of course, pinless legs, double jointed elbows, and you can see like the paint is kind of the same. I think is actually it's not the same. I mean, you can see the fire pattern. Sorry, I'm not focusing, I guess. Is not exactly the same. and we are losing a lot of time in this maybe not so important thing, but it's not the same. I mean, it's the same body mold, but the paint is, I mean, it's the same idea, but it's not the same actual thing. She comes with a couple of fist hands, just tiny little fists. I won't equip them. You must have a couple of these by now. Horizontal swivel. You have of course these open hands also have the horizontal swivel and can all the way around. Oh god, the language. We also have this little extra, the puppy Miss Lion or something like that. This was the previous release. We have the new release is this khaki one, and both of them have like a ball peg for the neck, and that's it. Otherwise it's a little statue, but hey, we can army build these things. Great. The older release, let's just compare that again as well. I mean, you have just that you see both head sculpts, all the new. Now that's how she looks like with the other head sculpt, but I prefer the other one, you know. I mean, this is more dynamic, of course, and these will have tilt and all of that. These will have movement, yeah. But now for articulation, the head, I mean, of course, the amount of hair she has will limit things a bit, or a lot, or whatever. But you can actually manage to look around. You just have to keep maneuvering with that neck piece. Looking backwards will be impossible because of all the plastic in there. She can look down that far. She has a little bit of the, you can force a little bit of the, you know, the famous attitude. The shoulders can go all the way around. They can go over the famous T-pose, which is good. You can, I mean, she has a bicep cut. I mean, she has the like new arms with bicep cut and double jointed elbows. I mean, for female characters, that's kind of new in Hasbro. She can do all that bending. Same for the other arm. The diaphragm can go backwards that far, can go forward just a little bit, sadly. She can tilt to the sides a decent amount, I mean a good amount actually. Yeah, you have all that movement. The legs can do that much splits, better than Iceman. I guess kind of the same as Spider-Man. She can kick over 90 degrees, which is good, and you can even spread it a bit to the sides, whatever. Thigh cut, she can kick also a little bit backwards before starting to open to the sides. Double jointed pinless knees, I like that. No boot cut or whatever. Feet can go backwards that far, can go forward all the way, that's good, and have a decent ankle rocker. Now Spider-Man, he comes with a set of sweeping hands with horizontal swivels, you know, necessary for this character. A couple of fist hands, also horizontally swiveled, and if I'm right, also his web crawling hands are also horizontally swiveled. And maybe, I guess this will be like the star of the show. I mean, if we didn't have this figure, no one would be buying this 3-pack, let's be honest. Yeah, it's the same as the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Let's just bring him in. Well, in a pose. It's the same head sculpt, the same everything. Different logo on the torso, different logo on the back as well. Similar but different, you know, it's different times, whatever. And there you have it. I mean, we have seen the articulation. I will link the review of that guy, but we'll do it anyway. Of course, paint and plastic won't be the same. I mean, could be maybe if they did the effort. For the bare eye, you won't notice unless you really want to see it and take the time to, oh, it's not the exact same. Yeah, that will happen. But just looking it, just posing it there and handling it at like a half a meter distance, you know, you won't notice it unless you're really thinking about it. You know what I mean? The head can look up that far, can look down all the way, and you can break the neck, you know. He has a little bit of tilt. That's a shame that he doesn't have more. I mean, if we had a double ball peg, a good one, that would be great. The arms, you have to push it down a little bit in order to, you know, to get inside of that butterfly cap. And yeah, you have over the slightly over T-pose, or actually just like yeah, straight T-pose. Maybe you have a little plus, but maybe, you know. You have the butterfly joints that can go backwards that far, forwards that far. That means you have, yeah, you have some slapping action there. Good, that's a good thing, because yeah, you have to slap someone. The bicep can go all the way around. You have no feelers there for that thing which this guy came with. Double jointed pinless elbows that can go all the way. You have the hands that can turn all the way around, horizontal swivel, all of that. The diaphragm is a bit limited, sadly. He can only go backwards that far. Looks like nothing. Can go forward only a little bit. If you mix backwards with the ab crunch, you can go that far, and forward you can go that far, which is kind of, I mean, Spider-Man should be able to do more than that, and I think they could have done it. They could really have given it a bit more clearance there. It could have been done, you know. Whatever, with what we have here, of course, maybe there's more combinations and all of that. I'm not the expert, but yeah, that far splits, well, that much, I mean. You can kick backwards a little bit, can kick forward all the way. That's good. And yeah, you have a thigh cut, you have a double jointed knees that can bend all the way. They're pinless, of course. I mean, not of course, but yeah, newer figure, you know. Boot cut there, nicely applied. I mean, it's just exactly where it should be. The feet can go backwards that far, forwards that far, and he has a, not the best ankle rocker, but it's an ankle rocker, you know. Better than not having it, but yeah, could be better. And there you have them next to Deadpool and Wolverine. Next to Psylocke, Vulcan, a Dark Trooper, and a Cobra Viper. And next to Snake Eyes, Timber, and their respective, let's say, counterparts. And that's it for this review. I mean, this 3-pack is not the most amazing one. See what I did there? But I mean, I do like the figures. I personally, I do enjoy it, and I am very happy that I didn't pay the full price for it. I mean, again, warehouse sale, and I was like, if I'm gonna buy this, maybe this is the time, because I don't know if I will get it for a better price at some point. But yeah, I'm happy to have this Spider-Man in these colors as well, like a more traditional one, whatever. And I'm happy with this 3-pack. Of course, it's full of flaws. I mean, this body mold shouldn't be used anymore, I guess. This one, I'm actually glad with this Firestar, and I'm enjoying this mold, even if it could be better. It can always be better. They just improve 10% every time, or I don't know how much percent, you know, but it's like they never put like the actual perfect Spider-Man out. Let's actually bring this guy in, but that's the way. That's a retro carded one. It's not the Renew Your Vows. I still don't have that one. Anyway, please leave a like, share, subscribe, and all of that. Thank you for being here. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.